Who wants to be the next Italian wine ambassador? Join an exclusive network of 400 Italian wine ambassadors across 48 countries. Vinitaly International Academy is coming to Chicago on October 19th to 21st, and to Almaty, Kazakhstan from November 16th to 18th. Don't miss out. Register now at vinitaly.com.
Welcome to Wine, Food and Travel with me, Marc Millon, on Italian Wine Podcast. Listen in as we journey to some of Italy's most beautiful places in the company of those who know them best, the families who grow grapes and make fabulous wines. Through their stories, we will learn not just about their wines, but also about their ways of life, the local and regional foods and specialities that pair naturally with their wines, and the most beautiful places to visit. We have a wonderful journey of discovery ahead of us, and I hope you will join me. Welcome to Wine, Food and Travel with me, Marc Millon, on Italian Wine Podcast. Today I'm delighted to continue a special sub-series that highlights the winners of the prestigious 5-Star Wines and Wines Without Walls competition that took place in April, just prior to Vinitaly 2024. Over the course of 3 long days, more than 2,200 wines were carefully tasted and evaluated by an international jury of wine professionals that included Italian winemakers, sommeliers, Italian and international journalists, as well as Italian wine ambassadors and Italian wine experts. Those wines that scored more than 90 points were awarded certificates and have been included in the 5-Star Wines and Wines Without Walls 2025 book, where the very best wines in each category were singled out for special awards. My guest today, Elena Tessari, is from the Cappuccina winery, which received an award for the Best Biodynamic White Wine for its Soave Doc San Brizio 2022 in the Wines Without Walls category that highlights wines produced by sustainable, organic, or by biodynamic methods. Many congratulations, Elena, to you and your family. How are you today?
Oh, thank you so much. I'm very well today, and I'm very happy to be here with you. For us, was a very big surprise that is award, a new award in our collection. It's a trophy. I'm very proud for this big trophy for us because we have been working for a greener agriculture beyond organic since 1985. So it's a very, very long history. We started at least 40 years ago. We were one of the first winery in the zone, but not only in the zone, but also in Italy. And people said that we were a bit crazy. At that time, we were young. We studied, they say that we studied a lot. But unfortunately, in 1985, we had a frost. So a part of our vines died. So we had to think something better way of agriculture. And we thought that we could start with organic agriculture farming, because as our lives, vines need more power to survive to any disease. And so that's why we started with organic farming.
That's a very interesting story, Elena, that you began organic farming out of necessity after the big frost and the feeling that a more resilient viticulture could be done by these methods. But before we talk about the organic elements of your activities in more detail, tell us a little bit about your family story and the history of the estate, because it's been in the family for a very long time.
A very long time, is a history of over a century. We represent me with my 2 brothers. My twin brother is Sisto, is the agronomist, and also he's the export manager. Then Pietro, he is an oenologist and the winemaker, and me with a degree in business economics. I am in charge with financial, marketing, and public relations. And we represent the first generation of our family. We can say we were born under a vine,
Yes, of course.
under a Garganega vine. So our grandfather and father were our influencer, teaching us the culture of wine. So for us, it was a good chance to continue this fantastic adventure in wine culture.
Okay, and you are located right in the heart of the Soave wine zone. Describe the Soave wine hills where you are, so our listeners can get a picture in their minds of a quite beautiful vinescape, wineland, not far from Verona.
We are not very far from Verona, only half an hour by car, and we are in the eastern part of Verona, on the way to Venice. We are in the middle between Venice and Milan. Very, very, very strategic place. And here in Soave, Soave is the name of our village, but is the name of the wine, but is also an adjective meaning gentle, kind. La Cappuccina, our family winery, in particular, is located in Costalunga. Costalunga is a small village of Monteforte del Pone. You know that they are the two principal municipalities are Soave and Monteforte. And we are in Costalunga, North Monteforte, a very, very small village. More vines than inhabitants, counting
Okay.
also cats and dogs.
Uh, that sounds a very beautiful place to be. And is that on the eastern side? Is that the volcanic soil of
Volcanic
Soave?
soil. The particularity of our zone that we have these black basalt rocks with a volcanic origin
Okay.
over 50, 60 millions year more or less. In the past, we had the tropical island in our zone. It's incredible to say tropical island like Caribbean island. But after the glaciation and the eruption of volcanoes, and after the glaciation and the eruption of the volcanic, the hills were created, and that's why we have this type of basalt rock, black rock rich in minerals that gives to the wine sapidity, soul, this characterization and this style. This is Soave, and these basalt rocks are our richness. And when you taste our Soave wine, you can feel the power of volcano inside your glass because it's so mineral.
Elena, that's an absolutely beautiful description. Your English is excellent, and you've just described for our listeners. We're going back 60 million years to an era of when a sea covered this area and volcanoes maybe were underwater and erupted and formed these beautiful hills of Soave, and now we can taste the power of the volcano in your wines. You're explaining it really beautifully. Now, Ellen, I guess when you were talking about tasting the volcano in your wines, your approach to organic and indeed to biodynamic farming is one way that you can most fully express the terroir, taste that you can bring that landscape into your wines. Tell us a little bit more about your organic and indeed your biodynamic farming, because as you said, you were pioneers beginning this road 40 years ago. So what are some of the biodynamic procedures that you carry out which are fundamental to the quality of your wines?
Mark, over 40 years ago, we did nothing about organic or biodynamic. We just improve along the way, and we experiment because nature has its time in a hurry. And every vintage is a challenge. At the beginning, we didn't know nothing, but we were young and very, 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 how could I say, maybe with a lot of courage. And we wanted to create a wine with no chemicals, because when you drink a very good quality glass of wine, you must be very well and not with any headache or stomach ache. If you choose to drink a glass of wine, you want to be happy. And so for us as a wine growers, we are very happy because we can follow all the phase from the vines to the bottle. So we know everything about our wines and we can guarantee also the quality because we know what is inside the glass in our wines, and we put our face and we don't cultivate the grape to have a big quantity of grape, but we cultivate our grapes to have fantastic wines. And for us, organic it was a challenge. It is every day is a challenge, but our focus is, of course, organic with no pesticides, not chemical. But remember, we are focused on quality wine.
That's actually a very good description, Elena, and I think you've made two important points about the way you are growing grapes. First of all, you said that when you began, it was a way to grow grapes more naturally, to give resilience to the vines. And 40 years ago, that was important, but it's even more important today with all the challenges of climate change and the global warming. But secondly, you said that you wanted to make wines that are very pure, that don't give people a headache or a stomach ache, and which make people happy. And so that approach to a more natural style of winemaking is also to result in wines that taste more vivid and alive and give goodness to the people that drink them. Elena, let's discuss. You mentioned your Soave wines and began to give us some descriptions of this beautiful wine. Let's let's discuss your award-winning wine, San Brizio 2022. Can you tell us how this wine is made and a little bit about it, what it tastes like?
San Brizio is our iconic Soave. Is the name from the single vineyard, and it is located in Costalunga. But San Brizio is difficult to pronounce because it's the name of a saint, Saint Brizio. Sorry, there is the Z, so for difficult to pronounce in English. But San Brizio for us is our how could I say the wine of our family, because this vineyard is located in Costalunga where we live. San Brizio is also the patron saint of our village, Costalunga, and so we have dedicated to this saint our iconic San Brizio, because we can do our best in the vineyards as wine growers, but as you know, we can do all the best, but we can't do the impossible. So for us, it's very important to have the protection of a saint like San Brizio, which is our patron. In fact, San Brizio is made with 100% of Garganega. Garganega is our traditional grape for Soave. It is for us because we produce 12 type of wines. We have 5 white wines, 2 reds, 2 dessert wine, and 2 sparkling. And San Brizio for us is the maximum expression of Soave. Not the first version, stainless steel tank, but San Brizio ferments and ages in oak. So it's very opulent, a transversal white wine, full-bodied, and with mineral notes, of course, typical of the denomination. A great longevity in the years. Now we have the vintage 2002. It was a challenging vintage because the summer was very hot. But we have enough experience also to manage all these crazy vintages.
Yes, a real challenge in these recent years. So a real achievement to get that award, the best biodynamic white wine. I'd look forward to tasting that. It's interesting that, as you say, you produce Soave fermented in stainless steel, but this is fermented and aged in oak. Is that French oak barrels or large barrels?
Are of course are French, but medium size, not the large one, because we want to maintain the freshness of Soave.
Okay. So I'd like to learn a little bit about your flagship red wine, Campo Buri. It's from an unusual blend of great varieties, isn't it?
No, Campobori. When we had the frost, we think to replant the Garganega, of course, because the 70% of our production is Garganega grape. But then we thought to plant also international varieties, such a bit of Sauvignon, a bit of Pinot Grigio, a bit of Cabernet Sauvignon, a bit of Carmener, and Oseletta. Oseletta, we wanted also our this Oseletta is a local variety to blend with Carmener. Carmener, please don't confuse Carmener because this is completely different from Carmener of South America. Our Carmener, in which we produce Campo Buri, is similar to Cabernet Franc. So we thought to have this particular red wine, not because we are not in the area of Valpolicella, so we can produce Valpolicella wines. So is the opposite of our San Brizio because we have oak age for Soave San Brizio, and we have oak age for red for Campo Buri because Campo Buri is a blend with 80% of Carmener and 20% of Oseletta. Oseletta, you can find also in Valpolicella, is a fantastic grape, not so productive because in the years Oseletta was abandoned because it is very less productive, but gives the wine a fantastic color and a fantastic aroma. It is Oseletta is a very small bunch, like a little bird. And if you have the chance to taste the grape, you feel only the skins and the seeds, a very little quantity of juice. And Campo Buri is our single vineyard composed with Carmenere and Oseletta, and we call Campo Buri because our house, it's a villa, a Venetian villa, once was built by the noble family of Buri. Buri was a very noble family in our territory. And in fact, our grandfather, at the end of no, adesso mi sono impapperata, the Buri family had no inheritance, no, how si dice, antenati, non mi ricordo più come si dice.
No heirs to...
No heirs at the end of their destiny. And my grandfather, Lorenzo, took the chance to buy this property with this Venetian villa, and where there is also a chapel, which was built in 1725 where once the Capuchin monks officiated. That's why the name of our winery, La Cappuccina.
Oh, okay. The Capuchin monks.
It's quite easy
Yeah.
to find the monks where there is good wines
Yes,
because
yes.
they need the wines for their fest. In fact,
Yeah.
the chapel is dedicated to Saint John the Baptist, and every year we celebrate the Mass on the 21st of June to celebrate the Nativity of Saint John the Baptist. For us, is a tradition, a family tradition.
Okay, and that was just last week then.
Last week, it's summer solstice,
Yeah.
and we need to pray to have a good harvest. So, a special protection from above.
Yes, of course. Of course, of course. Now, Elena, the family produces a range of white wines, the two red wines, sparkling wines, and also the dessert wines. Are those Appasito wines?
We have also Ricciotto di Soave.
Recioto di Soave.
Ricciotto derives from the ears because the shape of a Garganega is a central body with two ears.
Okay.
In our dialect, we call ricce, like ears, but we call our Ricciotto arzimo. Sorry, another it's difficult to pronounce arzimo because arzimo means in our dialect bunch of Garganega. So before harvest, we choose the best bunches, Garganega bunches, and then we put to dry for about 5 months until mid of February. Then we press when we put to ferment in oak barrels, and then until they reaches the degree of 14, then we put it to age and mature in oak barrels, and then stay in bottle for another year. And this is our jewel because it's golden amber, sweet but not too sweet and not too sticky. Is our traditional pasito dessert wine. Every Christmas, every Easter, every birthday, we celebrate it with a bottle of our Ricciotto because we match with the cake or with cookies. At Easter, we had the colomba. At Christmas, we match our Ricciotto di Soave with the panettone and Pandoro di Verona, our traditional cakes. So a great curiosity. It's very important to us.
Okay, a beautiful sound. I love the sound of the jewel of your family wines. Is this special Recioto? Now tell me, Elena, for your Soave, what would you say is the most typical piatto tipico of your area to enjoy with Soave?
This is a very difficult question, Mark, because the Soave wine is so food friendly. You can mix with a lot of food, but we can say that every food except braised red meat, so you can enjoy as an aperitif, but also all over your meal. And we can suggest to try with seafood, but you know that in Italy we have the great tradition for pasta and risotto, and we make a lot of risotto. Have you ever prepared risotto, Mark?
Yes, often prepare risotto.
It's
Yes.
difficult. I know it's difficult to prepare risotto, but of course I'm quite a good. I love cooking. My mother and my sister are better than me, but I can prepare a good risotto with our soave and a bit of cheese. But there are so many traditional recipes because in our family my mom represent the food and my dad the wine. So a very special match.
Okay, okay. A very good partnership. And of course, you have a special rice from below Verona, from Isolo della Scala.
We have a lot of rice, but also vegetables like red chicory, asparagus, sedano di Verona, celery, celery Verona. It's fantastic, very refreshing. But there's also a lot of fruit, the cherries and strawberries, but a lot of cheese from our Lessini mountain. We have Monte Veronese in the different ages. We have Vezena, the age version of Monte Veronese. So a lot of good food. A lot of cakes. I mentioned before panettone, Pandoro. In our history, Verona, Pandoro was very, 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 very famous. Pandoro. Panettone is more linked to Milan, but Pandoro for Verona. Then we have Sprizolona, a cake made with almonds.
Okay.
Almond notes you can feel also the almond
Uh-huh.
notes in the Soave wine.
Oh,
It's
interesting. So that sprizzolona would be perfect with a small glass of your ricciotto.
ricciotto.
Okay.
You can feel the volcano, but also you can have sun in the glass for a glass of
Oh,
ricciotto.
lovely.
You must try, Mark. You must come to visit.
You've made us all our listeners want to come to visit. I would love to come to visit, and I do come to Verona. So next time I'm there, I will come and see you. But tell me about hospitality at La Cappuccina. Can our listeners find you, go into the wine hills of Soave and visit you? And what do you offer for wine hospitality?
Of course, we offer enoturistic visiting, tasting, but besides this, when you are at La Cappuccina, you can visit the chapel and also the old underground cellar we call Caneva, where you can see the basalt columns. It's very difficult to see a basalt column because lava as or horizontally.
Oh,
It's very difficult to find the column of lava. And in our old cellar in Villa, we have this type of columns, and this amazing because you can see what is underground, and the vines of our of Garganega are very happy to have this type of rock because they can get stronger and stronger with minerals and vitamins. Um, so the roots of the vine go underground over 10 meters or more, and then can nourish through these basalts. So when you come to La Cappuccina, of course, you can taste all the range of our wines, from the sparkling to the white to the red and the dessert wine. But also you can have a walk in the garden because we have also an historical garden with all the trees like cypress, pini, mulberry tree. Mark, we have a mulberry tree which is 300 years old. It's like how our antenato is our
oh,
dinosaur tree because it's very,
yeah,
very old. And
beautiful.
in springtime, no, so it's a sort of museum open air. And of course, you can walk in the vineyard, in the organic vineyards. Enjoy the grass, the panorama, the hillsides, and you can relax and breathe. And it's just sort of a jump in the past because in the chapel was built more than 3 centuries ago. You can feel like Venetian.
Elena, you've made me want to pack my bags and get on the next plane and come visit you. And I think our listeners as well, who are located all around the world, have been enchanted by your story. You've taken us really into the heart of the Soave Classico. You've taken us into the heart of your home through your beautiful descriptions. So it's been a real pleasure having you as my guest today and learning the La Cappuccina story. Thank you so much.
So kind of you, Mark. Thank you. And we want you to come.
I will. Grazie, Elena. Grazie e buona giornata.
Thank you. Buona giornata e ciao a tutti. Thank you for listening.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode of Wine, Food and Travel with me, Marc Millon, on Italian Wine Podcast. Please remember to like, share and subscribe right here or wherever you get your pods. Likewise, you can visit us at ItalianWinePodcast.com. Until next time, chin chin.